Deoxyribonucleic acid, or DNA, was discovered by Crick and Watson in 1962, and are the building blocks that make everything what they are. DNA is composed of genes, which in turn are made up of 4 smaller parts called nucleobases, represented by the letters A, T, G, and C. These letters are arranged as 3 billion pairs in the human body. These nucleobases are what the cells use as an internal map, determining how they are to function, whether they are red blood cells, skin cells, or brain cells, for example. The color of your eyes, hair, skin, your height, the shape of your ears, whether you are a male or a female, are all determined by different combinations of DNA. You receive half of your genetic code from your mother and the other half from your father. This is why you might have your father's eyes and your mother's nose, and most people will recognize family traits. The characteristics that people observe are called phenotypic characteristics. Your intelligence and personality are also traits that are inherited from your parents. This has been part of the study in what has been titled the Human Genome Project. Started in 1990 by the international scientific community, this project's end goal was to compile the complete mapping and understanding of all the genes in human beings. Taking over a decade to complete and $3 billion later, they had teams across the globe working together and successfully completed this endeavor in 2003. The result of this project has shown that humans have 20,599 genes, not the 50,000 to 140,000 as previously thought. We now have a detailed map or detailed book of instructions for the basic set of inheritable traits for the growth and function of a human being. Healthcare providers now have incredible information at their disposal for treating and curing many illnesses and diseases. Genetic disorders occur when the genome sequence is out of order. Some of the most common genetic disorders are cystic fibrosis, which is caused when a mutated gene lacks a certain protein. Huntington's disease causes brain, nerve cell, and central nervous system degeneration, and Down syndrome that results when an extra copy of genes occurs on chromosome 21. Some personality traits that are inherited would be vulnerability versus resistance to stress, fearfulness versus risk-seeking, sense of well-being, enthusiasm for life, tendency to believe in traditional values, and strict enforcement of rules. Although these personality traits are traditionally thought of as fully influenced by a person's environment, they now have been shown to be hereditary to a large degree. With this new insight, we can draw different conclusions than we had before, especially when contemplating questions such as whether nature or nurture has a greater impact on your intelligence. Ever wonder if intelligence is genetic? Intelligence is a complex trait, a trait influenced by many different genetic and environmental factors. Heritability is the portion of the complex trait that is genetic in origin. Scientists have formulated a scale between 0 and 1 showing heritability, where 0 has no genetic origin and 1 complete genetic origin. They have found the average human intelligence to be around 0.5 on this particular scale, which means that at least half of our intelligence comes from our genes. Many genetic scientists have conducted studies involving twins. Identical twins come from the same fertilized egg. Therefore, they share 100% of the same DNA. Fraternal twins, however, only share 50% of the same DNA because they come from 2 different fertilized eggs. Identical twins were found to have IQ scores that were more similar than the IQ scores of fraternal twins. This was found to be true even when the identical twins were raised in separate homes, having no knowledge of each other. Our intelligence is affected through environmental factors, but is also closely related to specific chemical receptors in our bodies that are definitely inherited. Our level of motivation, confidence, and personality are the result of the type of receptors that we have been born with, and the levels of hormones such as dopamine, oxytocin, and serotonin generated by our bodies. Dopamine can make us feel stressed or lazy or overconfident. Oxytocin and serotonin give us feelings of well-being and optimism. Overall, we can't say intelligence is 100% genetic, but genes definitely do play a bigger role than we initially thought. Here's to nature and nurture working together to make us smarter.